Welcome to the International Museum of Art and Science here in McAllen, Texas. I'm Anne Fortescue, the Executive Director here at the museum, and I am so proud and so delighted to share with you today.
You know, the museum is an extension of the classwork that they learn there in their classrooms, and to come here and have this opportunity to see things, it only enhances what they've already learned. It's the history, it's the science, it's mathematics, it's opening up their imaginations. It's so important to have this opportunity right here in our own hometown.
Today's video features a beautiful watercolor galaxy in honor of the 30th anniversary of NASA's Hubble Space Telescope launch aboard the Space Shuttle Discovery.
This is a very special place. There are not very many museums around the country, you can probably count them on one hand, that are art and science museums.
Hi, I'm Amelia Whitehead Rose, and I am the Director of Collections and Exhibitions here at IMAS. If you don't recognize this room, I'm standing in the IMAS Permanent Collection Vault. This is where we catalog, clean, and care for our permanent collection. IMAS was founded here in McAllen, Texas, 53 years ago, with the support of the City of McAllen and the McAllen Junior League. And the collection has now grown to 15,000 objects over the years. In our care, we have over 4,000 Mexican and Latin American folk art items, like you see behind me. And we also have over 2,000 natural history and geological specimens. Like this mask here. These masks and other Latin American folk art items are essential to the culture of Mexico and other Latin American countries. I encourage you to visit our art gallery soon and to be inspired by what you see here at IMAS.
We have a wonderful new exhibit called Guided by Curiosity, created by 4 of our very talented IMAS educators who looked into our permanent collection and came up with some wonderful stories related to the objects they found.
Hi, my name is Lisa Moreno, and I am the Science Education Coordinator here at the International Museum of Art and Science.
My name is Yelitza Garcia, and I'm an educator at the International Museum of Art and Science.
My name is Ronnie Cortez, and I am the Director of Education Assistant here at the IMAS Museum.
Hi, my name is Valerie Escamilla. I am the Museum Art Coordinator here at the International Museum of Art and Science.
So today we are actually at the art galleries, and we are in the exhibit called Guided by Curiosity. So right here you can see that I am in my section, and this was actually a virtual exhibit that happened to be during the pandemic, and it was something that gave the visitors a view of pieces that we had in the vault during our closure. My process was picking something that I was curious about, something that I was passionate about, and one of those things are textiles. And I was really drawn to these indigenous textiles that we had in the back. So in the virtual exhibit, you can see some of the pieces that I chose from Chiapas and a few others that really have beautiful significance to them.
After looking at the collection in the vault, I was really drawn to the scientific illustrations because they're something that we as scientists don't really use as a tool nowadays, now that we have a lot of really sophisticated technology to study animals. We don't really use scientific illustrations, but once upon a time, in Darwin's time especially, scientific illustrations were a huge tool to help ecologists study birds and other animals in the field, and then share that information with other scientists across the world. Even Darwin himself did a lot of illustrations, and he certainly shared his with the world. So after looking at our collections, I really wanted to do something with scientific illustrations. I wanted to showcase what we have at the museum and also show people the scientific side of the illustrations. It's really interesting and beautiful to see how our institution really organizes and has all of its collections in the vault.
I decided to do ceramics because I studied ceramics at the University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. That was my medium of choice. So a lot of these pieces have different techniques, different styles, and I like the way the process of creating these pieces were. So I thought about how clay comes from nature itself, so I decided to name it natural. And then I thought of every living thing has an essence, a soul, and I believe that clay itself has like a unique soul to itself, its own essence, and of course that's why I called it natural essence.
I am showing you the Devil Iconography virtual exhibit that is now a physical exhibit here at the IMAS Museum. I had the opportunity to curate this part of the exhibit, and it was my first time curating, and it was a really awesome educational experience. I chose this subject matter because in the vault here at the museum we have thousands of pieces of folk art objects, and a lot of them were depictions of devils and masks and creatures with horns and figurines, and because we had so many masks, I thought it would be the perfect opportunity to show the public what they were all about and what their historical references were.
I really hope people see these illustrations as not just something that can be found in a textbook, but as something that can be seen as a piece of art, because they are. I also hope too that some people realize that these are the tools that scientists can still use for understanding different species. A lot of the species that are selected in this exhibit are actually now extinct or are very rare to find in the wild. And it gives us a really clear picture of what was going on in the world, in the environment at the time that these were drawn. They were maybe more populous at that time. There's a lot of questions that arise when we look at these images.
I hope that visitors get to read the article online on the virtual exhibit, and they will take back some historical references, such as the history of Aztecs and the art of mask making, how that still continues today in Mexico and all parts of the world, and why they use the devil mask in particular. And that was because of their influences from the Aztec culture previously, along with the merging of Catholic traditions from the Spanish colonization.
I really hope that people continue to keep the art and the practice of scientific illustration alive, whether it's as a hobby or as a serious scientist.